How's it going, everyone? Welcome to another episode of the Transform Recruiting Podcast. I'm your host, as always, Brad Owens, and I want to continue today with the series that we're doing about thinking differently to disrupt the recruiting industry. So today we're going to focus on thinking like a marketer. Now, I want to have you put some time and some effort into thinking about what's the last ad you remember seeing. What's the last ad that you remember seeing, and where was it? Where was it at? Now, marketers are getting incredibly precise with who they're reaching out to, how they're reaching out to them. And odds are, if you can think of something that is the last ad that you've seen, they put a lot of time and effort into that. And there's a number of different ways that they go about doing that, right? They can be like the purple mattress ads used to be, where you look at their website once and they follow you everywhere across the internet. Or you headed to LinkedIn and looked at a particular company at some point, and then they followed you everywhere after that. Hey, there's opportunities here. Hey, have you looked at opportunities there? Hey, have you tried to do this before? That's the type of marketing that we're talking about. And there are a number of different things that marketers do that recruiters don't. Here's the major issue that I see in recruiting all the time: spray and pray. For those of you that know what that means, I know you're sitting there smiling. So spray and pray. Think of the tools like Broadbean, which now I think is part of PandaLogic as well. So those tools take one job posting that you give it and then fire it out everywhere. They broadcast it to every possible job site that you pick, or you can just say, hit all of them. And obviously you have to have a count at some of those to be able to post, but that's neither here nor there. They post it out as many places as they can, and then they just cross their fingers that their pipeline fills up with candidates. The problem that I see time and time again is the amount of noise that creates. When you go after anyone that's applying to jobs, the number one complaint that I start hearing from either recruiting firm owners or internal recruiting teams is, we get all those people that are just applying to apply. They're not a good fit. Well, maybe you're not going after the right people. Marketers have figured out how to fine-tune their funnel so that their funnel is only filled with quality leads. They have to pay for each one of those little ads that you see. They don't want to waste their money on people coming into their pipeline that aren't a good fit. Why aren't we applying that same kind of logic? Marketers have been doing this for years. Think about when Google Ads came out. I think the first Google ad I ever ran was like 2003. It's been 20 years that marketers have known how to do this. Why not recruiting firms? Why haven't we done this? So there are tools out there that you can be using. I'm not going to go into those because I'm not the expert in those. I just happen to know that there's a different way they do things. So what I want to leave you with is 4 key points about how to think differently like a marketer. Some of the things that they employ that we as recruiting firm owners or recruiters ourselves have yet to implement. The very first thing is about going to your audience, being where they want to be already. That's exactly why the majority of us, when we get a new search, we don't go to our database. We go straight to LinkedIn and we start a fresh search. So we do. Everyone's guilty of it. We all do it. And then all of a sudden we're like, wow, it takes so long to find candidates. Well, you're not going to where your relationships already are. So side note, use your database. But 2, you're going to where your audience is. That's where they want to be communicated with. That's where you are doing the communication. But not every piece of talent that you're going to need for your specific organization is on LinkedIn. Maybe you've probably heard the Indeed ads, the Indeed I Do. If Indeed, which is the place that's going to post your jobs, is going to, whether it's on the radio or it's a television commercial, and they're getting people to come to Indeed to apply to your jobs, why aren't you doing the exact same thing? Why not get in front of all your competitors? Because by the time they come to Indeed and search, I don't know, forklift operator, they get not only your jobs, but the hundreds others that are out there. You want to catch them before they even get there, right? So why would you waste money and time posting on Indeed when you can get to the same audience a different way? I'd say team up with your marketing team and do what you possibly can to get those candidates before they have to make it to a job site. And number 2, the key marketing phrase that you will hear from everyone: what's in it for me? If your ad is just, we need this and we need that and we offer this, blah, blah, it's not targeted at, here's why you want to work here. Here's what we can offer you, not just in salary, but in life-changing benefits, in quality of life, in the types of reliability you can have in your shift or in your hours, and the guaranteed number of hours, whatever it might be. What's in it for me? If you talk about your company and what makes us so great in the first paragraph, they don't care. I'm really glad that places like California and others have said you have to put the salary range in the job description. Yeah, I realize that we've all found our ways around it of having these gigantic salary ranges and saying salary dependent upon experience. That's garbage. Don't do that. Whatever. So, what's in it for me is the main thing that these potential job seekers are looking for from you and from your job ad. That needs to be front and center. And then third, they're targeted. The ads and the descriptions that they send to you are targeted directly at you. They are not these spray and pray models of, we're going to be looking for a forklift operator and we're going to post our job ad to Dice, right? Like Dice's IT talent. You wouldn't do that because you target your message. Take that a step further. Target it directly to the individual you want to hire. Stop making it so broad. If you have a pipeline that is filled with garbage, stop making your funnel so big. Try to find a way to slim it down. If you are not getting enough candidates, try and see if you're fishing in the right pond. Be targeting the right pond for the fish you're looking for. That's a possibility. I'm in with analogies and similes and everything else for this entire episode. So just come along with me. It's fun. And then fourth and finally, what should they remember? Here's what I want to avoid for you. I have had the situation multiple times where I call someone and I say, hey, this is Brad Owens calling from Acme. I wanted to talk to you about our auditor position. And they go, wait, which position was that? They applied to like 30 or 40 because everyone else is doing the spray or pray model and they don't remember who it was. They just saw titles, auditor, I'm going to hit it, and hopefully they give me a call. If I call a candidate and I say, hey, I'm Brad, I'm calling from Acme, and I'm calling about this specific auditor job, and also it was the one that blah. If they immediately get excited about that and they remember where they saw that, they remember what it said, you're winning. That's how you're going to win the recruiting game, is giving them something to remember. If you look at all the other job descriptions and they read much like yours, or if you're going and copy pasting other job descriptions to find bits and pieces of yours that you're posting out to job sites, you're doing it wrong. You're doing it absolutely wrong, because yours will read like everybody else's. So let's recap the 4 things that I want you to do to think like a marketer. 1, go to your audience. Go to where they already are. Don't spray and pray. 2, what's in it for me? If you don't lead your description or lead your posting with what's specifically in it for them, you're going to lose them. 3, make sure it's targeted. Don't have a one-size-fits-all job description. Don't have a one-size-fits-all posting. It's not going to work. 4, what should they remember? Add something in there that they can remember. Make yours different. Make yours the one that they remember when they pick up the phone and say, oh yeah, I remember that. I'm really excited. I'm glad that you called. That's what you want. So hopefully that helps you start to disrupt your recruiting process. This is just the 3rd in a series of, I've got many, many, many of these planned. So today was think like a marketer, how to disrupt your recruiting flow, the recruiting industry as a whole by thinking like a marketer. I will see you all next time for more like this. You can head to transformrecruiting.com or just check me out on LinkedIn. It's just linkedin.com/in/Brad Owens, or just go to bradowens.com. Everything's there. I will talk to you next time. Thank you so much for joining us on the Transform Recruiting Podcast. I'll see you later.